On this episode of Out of the Box Gaming, where in the world do these games come from? Part 2. So power up your favorite console, press play, and enjoy gaming with us.
What's up, gamers? Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming. I am your host, Nick Picard, and I am joined by a man who loves games around the world, Will Kinsey.
Yeah.
If you're joining us for the first time or for the 63rd time, we would like to welcome you.
Welcome.
We are a gaming podcast where we talk about all types of games like video games, board games, card games, and sometimes we'll have a special guest on here where we, learn about their story and their journey into gaming. And you may ask yourself, why are you going to talk about all this? Well, it's because we want to, and we think we have something to say that you may want to hear.
That's right, everyone. We want to share our love of games with you and possibly introduce you to something new.
If you want to catch us live, you can do that by going over to twitch.tv/AceKingKing on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And we are also joined this morning by our lovely, wonderful producer, Lindsay.
Hi! I just remembered I forgot something.
Well, guys, also be sure to check out our Discord because we want to hear from you. So feel free to go and drop any topic ideas or discussion questions that you'd love for us to talk about. This can be done by going on over to our Discord, joining up there, going to the topic ideas and discussion questions text channel, and leaving your ideas there. And like I mentioned before, we also got that nostalgia game suggestions text channel that we kind of need some games for our nostalgia game wheel. So if you got any games that you love, go ahead and drop those there as well.
That's right. Now I believe Lindsay is almost ready with the trivia question for today's episode. Lindsay, what do you almost have for us today?
Well, I have learned that we've done a lot of these over our other 62 episodes. And, it's hard to find.
Man, earlier in the week, Lindsay, she was so prepared for this episode. She got things ready for what we have for today, and then she forgets the one
thing. I know! I'm so sorry. God, these are just lame. Oh, here's one. Okay, we're good to go. Okay. What are the paintings in Minecraft modeled after?
In vanilla?
Sure.
The problem is if you use any texture packs, I'm pretty sure it changes the paintings.
Well, yeah, the texture packs change the paintings to something else.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of the vanilla paintings. I might have an answer for this.
Let me double check. Yeah, we're going with that question. I just gotta double check the answer because I can't always trust this website. That's who created them. I didn't know that.
I am not really sure.
Just because while we were heavy into playing Minecraft, I did put a bunch of paintings in my house, and I had that graffiti board outside my house.
Yeah.
I have a pretty good idea.
I don't.
But also, we were playing with mod packs, so that might have changed it completely, and I have no idea. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
But that is a fun question you have for us today, Lindsay. If you guys at home want to think about that question, we'll come back to it at the end of the episode. We'll give our answers, and then we will hear the correct answer.
Yes. Now, for today's episode, we're doing part 2 of Where in the World. I can't remember what episode it was where we did the first time, but it's a little game that
It was in the 50s.
In the 50s?
Yep.
50s.
Where in the world are you? 54.
54, yeah. So that was our first attempt at this game. And I think it went rather smoothly.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it again, and Lindsay spent, a good amount of time putting it together.
I did. I spent more time than I needed to, actually, because I started to recreate. Like, I started from scratch in Tabletop Sim, and then I'm like, I'm a dum-dum. Just load the old game and just replace the map. So, I was working harder, not smarter.
Yeah.
For a little bit there. So, yeah, we've got our map. Let me make sure, yep, the people at home can see as well. For those listening, though, I will list off the countries that we have. And a few are like groups of countries, like we had last time. We had East Africa as one of them. So this.
Can you list them alphabetically?
Oh. Let's see. Brazil, Britain. So that's sort of, yeah. Canada, China. Greenland? No, don't help me. I got this. Italy, Japan, in Nepal.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
What do you mean, Oh, yeah. Mongolia, then Nepal, then New Zealand. What do I have left? Scandinavia and the United States.
I have a small question about Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Isn't that a bunch of countries?
Yeah. That's why I have several.
I have
several listed. So it's like, I forget which ones are highlighted there. But there's 3 of them that are included.
3 Scandinavian countries?
Well, 3 countries are included in Scandinavia.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Britain includes, there's 2 there. Anyway.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't take geography because I was bad at it, so I knew I wasn't going to take it. I skipped that class. But yeah, so that's what we got. Greenland, Canada, United States, Brazil, Scandinavia, Britain, Italy, Mongolia, China, Nepal, Japan, and New Zealand. Not in alphabetical order. So our first game, I'll drop it down here in the middle of the board if you want to zoom in on that.
Oh gosh, it's been forever since I've done Tabletop Sim.
Yeah. We've got a circular board with some little circular discs. We've got some black ones and some white ones, and then there's some rings that we would assume would mark off like some zones on the board. The outer ring's got 4 sections.
Assuming this is similar to marbles. Like when you have ping marbles to make them fly off, and you got to make sure all of your marbles are closest to the center. That's giving me those kind of vibes. And obviously, we don't get to know the name of the game before we guess, right?
Correct. I will say, I did for some of these. I put them into like a how to pronounce thing, and so I've been practicing the names of some of these games.
Nice.
I could still really mess them up.
Does Will have access to look at all of the boards before?
Yeah.
Have you? Because I'm avoiding trying to do that because I know if I looked at
I
some of them.
didn't look at this until today.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is what he's got. So in hindsight, I should have only put like 1 on a line, but oh well. Let's try to save space.
Okay.
So
I don't know what I'm feeling with this game.
Yeah, what are our thoughts here?
Does anyone know where that marbles game originated?
Is it who's going first?
Will can go first because he's taller.
Yeah.
Okay. That seems kind of messed up.
And then whoever gets it right
Prejudice
goes first, because then they'll be at disadvantage.
Okay.
All right. For this one, I'm like feeling this whole group up here in like the northern middle of the map. So
That's
I'm just
what
gonna like
that's what
pick
I
one of
was.
them.
That's what I was feeling.
Yeah. It doesn't seem weird enough to be Scandinavia. Like I feel like Scandinavia would come up with some weird games, you know? Um, but I'm gonna say Scandinavia.
Drop a little
So
flag on there.
whenever Will brought up the whole marble thing, I don't know why, but I was just thinking like, oh, people in, Britain would play marbles back in the day, like the old times. That for some reason that's why I was thinking up here.
We might have just insulted a whole group of people. Well, is that what you're going with?
I mean, I originally was going to say Scandinavia, but since Will said that, I don't know if I want to copy him, so I'll just say Britain.
You can put your little flag there
What?
yourself, sir.
I don't have a flag.
You do. Lindsay moved it, and I don't see why she couldn't have
thank
moved
you, Lindsay.
mine.
Okay, this game is called Crokinole, and it originated in Canada.
Oh.
So here's a little bit about. I have a little blurb for each of them, except for one that was super short. So Crokinole is a disc flicking disc flicking dexterity board game of Canadian origin with elements of shuffleboard and curling reduced to tabletop size. Players take turns shooting disc across the circular playing surface, trying to land their disc in the higher scoring regions of the board, particularly the recessed center hole of 20 points, while also attempting to knock opposing disc off the board and into the ditch.
You know what? I like that. Is there a game that's, or do they have like a modernized version of it today?
That is a question that you can look up on your own time.
I mean, some other dexterity games like that we have is Rampage, and we have Flick 'em Up, but we have not played Flick 'em Up yet.
But, I mean, it makes sense now that you hear, like, shuffleboard and curling, right?
Yes.
It's got, like, a curling aspect to it. But, yeah. Canada. We ready for board game number 2, or just game number 2, because some of these are card games.
Let's do it.
Well, so who wants to describe this one?
Is that a river?
Yeah, it looks like so it's a square board with some lines. So think of it like, I guess like a chessboard or checkerboard, but the individual squares aren't different colors, like on like alternating colors like that. In the middle there's like a river, and there's appears to be like a green side and a red side. The pieces are circular, kind of like checkers, and they have different symbols on them or letters.
Probably to notify what kind of piece they are. And rather than being in squares, they are on
the corners.
Junctions of lines.
Yes.
And then there's a bigger square on each side. The red side, it's full of red, and they are triangles instead of squares.
Yeah.
And then in the opposite side, it's green, but does the same thing.
So, thoughts on this one?
All right. This is giving me some like huge, like Eastern Asian vibes, because they have a lot of these similar games like shogi and go and all these like pieces that instead of being like pieces, they just say like what they are on them. It's written on them.
And it does have
unfortunately we have a crap ton of those countries on this map right now.
Yes. Yeah.
This looks like it has a lot of strategy in it, and is quite a bit unique. So I'm gonna throw Mongolia out there as
Dang
my
it.
guess for this one.
That was my guess. Because my whole thought of it was like maybe instead of it being a river, maybe it's like, a wall, and it's like Great Wall of China and, Mongolia and all that. So, and I was like, oh, I want to go with Mongolia. So I'll say the same thing this time.
Mongolians would make a game out of the Great Wall of China.
Oh, sorry, I was distracted. I did not move Will,
No.
please. There we go. There's enough room in Mongolia for both of you to be incorrect.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's fair.
This game is called Shongqi, and it is originated from China. It is originated
You're
from
so
China.
close.
Shongqi, also called Chinese chess or elephant chess, is a strategy board game for 2 players. It is one of the most popular board games in China and is in the same family of games as Western chess. I did not learn how to pronounce all these. Chaturanga, shogi, Indian chess, and zhanggi. Besides China and areas with significant ethnic Chinese communities, Shongqi is also a popular pastime in Vietnam, where it is also known as something that I did not learn how to pronounce. So, China. So, there's still time. We're just warming up, okay? And there are more countries than games, I should say.
Do some of the games come from the same countries?
No.
Okay.
So, on to number 3.
This is a pretty game.
A card game here. It is pretty, isn't it?
Yeah. I already have my guess.
Same, but I don't know if just the theme of these cards influenced that guess.
I know.
Yeah. So we've got the cards that we can see are all painted in like a floral or nature scene of some sort. It's on a really pretty table too.
Yeah.
Or mat or tablecloth, I don't know which. But yeah. It's hard to figure out what's going on here. There are no words on the pictures.
Yeah, I don't even... And so far from the symbols that or the paintings or whatever, images on the cards, none of them match.
Sorry, he's covering up written. Moved it. Yes. Will, you are still going first.
I'm still going first.
We are still tied at 0.
Goodness. Well, I mean, this looks very Japanese.
Yes.
But again, I don't know if it's just this particular picture making this particular game look very Japanese.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going with.
And that's also what I'm going with.
Okay. This game is called Hinafuna, and it does originate in Japan.
Sweet.
Yay! Hinafuna are a style of Japanese playing cards. They are typically smaller than Western playing cards, only 2 1/8 inch by 1 1/4 inches, but they are thicker and stiffer. On the face of each card is a depiction of flowers, tenzuka, subjects, either animals or other objects, or culturally significant scenes. The backside is usually plain without a pattern or design of any. Hinafunda are used to play a variety of games like koi koi and hachi hachi.
That's fun. I like that.
So we are now tied at 1. Y'all gotta...
We got a what?
I don't know.
We gotta...
You gotta.
We gotta. Yeah, we gotta.
Okay, so on to game number 4. We've got some more cards, also without words. Different type of images than what we saw on our last one. There seems to be...
This one very much throws me off.
Yeah. We've got different symbols, like some urns that have one of them's got one of them, one has got two of them, up to like 7. Some have swords, some have others.
I mean, it's like
symbols.
playing cards. It's just each
Like
it's its
yeah.
own suit,
Yeah,
but it's different. Like really different.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but it can't be what I think it is. So I have no idea. But I've been going first this whole time, so I'm gonna make you go first this time, Nick.
Okay. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just trying to look at all these images and maybe that would kind of I'm not sure. I don't know, for some reason.
This won't help you guys at all, but I have actually played this game in one of my Nancy Drew games. Played a game in a game.
Again, I think this is a game that I've played too, but because of a rule previously stated, it can't be. So I have no idea.
This is tough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know. I don't know why, but I feel
Looking at this now, I didn't pull any from Africa for this game.
I don't know why I'm drawn to 2 different ones. And I just don't know which.
Pick one. Go.
Hey! Calm down.
Sorry.
Let me think. I'm gonna pick Italy. I don't know why.
Probably the colors. So this looks a whole heck of a lot like Mahjong, which is Chinese, but obviously we can't do any more Chinese games, so I'm gonna say Mongolia.
This is called Scopa, and it is from Italy.
What?
Scopa is an Italian card game and one of the 2 major national card games in Italy, the other being Briscola. It is also popular in Argentina and Brazil, brought in by Italian immigrants, mostly in the Scopa de Quindicia variation. Scopa is also played in former Italian colonies such as Libya and Somalia, or some other countries like Tanzania with changed appearance in the cards. It is also played with a standard Italian 40 card deck, mostly between 2 players or 4 in 2 partnerships, but it can be played by 3 or 6 players. And I have played this game in the Nancy Drew game.
Did you do good?
Phantom of Venice.
Did
I think
win?
I had to defeat the Italian mob boss.
Oh, okay.
In the game. If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I played that Nancy Drew game. But yeah. Scopa. Number 6. Nope. Number 5.
Alright, so it appears that we have some sort of chess. That's what it kind of looks like to me.
This could literally just be a themed chessboard.
I know. Yeah.
What are we supposed to do with this?
Is that a camel? Trying to figure out what they are.
See, this one, I don't know what this is. That looks like a horse. That looks like a camel. I guess king, queen, camel, horse, and rook, pawns. I mean, it literally looks just like theme chess.
The texture of the board throws me off. It's like felt.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, you won. Go first.
No.
Did you get enough clues? Cool.
I'm going with
much
Nepal.
likes me.
I don't know why. Something about it just... Maybe it's just something... I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a pretty good guess. It's either that or Brazil. But
Those were the two I was between.
yeah, right? So we'll go with Nepal.
The reason why I went with Nepal is because the way that
It's closer to India.
the characters looked in the game, or the pieces or whatever, it made me think of like Overwatch and the Nepal map. Like kind of the same colors or whatever. That's kind of why I was drawn to that.
This game is called Shatar, and it originated in Mongolia.
Wow.
This one, it did not give me much information. It says HS variant played in Mongolia.
Okay.
That's
all it
gave me.
I mean, we kind of figured that it was chess from looking at it.
Yeah. Yep. Our next one is pretty interesting. I quite like how this one looks. This is number 6. Yes. We've got a circular board. It's always fun when the game is circular, right?
Yes.
This particular one looks to be like bronze, made out of some sort of metal, maybe. We've got some lines that form both triangles and squares, and some animals
as the pieces.
Around the edge, there's a sun, and there's some sort of gecko lizard type thing. And yeah. Nick, you were going first again.
I'm drawn between two different places. Let's see. That was done, that was done, that was done. So Nepal is still up. But also, screw it. I think I'm gonna go... Hold on, let me zoom back in and look. I'm gonna go with Brazil. It was between Nepal and Brazil. Again.
Yeah.
I don't know, New Zealand.
I keep forgetting that New Zealand is on here.
Yeah. On the very corner of the map. Okay, this game is called Bokchal. And Bokchal is from Nepal.
Dang it.
But Bokchal is a strategic 2-player board game that originated in Nepal. The game is asymmetric in that one player controls 4 tigers and the other player controls up to 20 goats. The tigers hunt the goats while the goats attempt to block the tigers' movements. This game is also seen in southern India with a different board, but the rules are the same. The game is popular in rural areas across the country.
That sure sounds pretty fun.
Bokchal. I've in a different Nancy Drew game. I've not played this one, but I played something similar to it. I think it had different animals, but it was the same type of... Because I think I read more on this one, like the tigers are trying to eat all the goats, and the goats are trying to block the tigers from being able to escape or something like that. Yeah, that is Bokchal. We have 3 games left, so moving on to number 7. We've got what looks to be a stack of cards, a deck of cards, and then some sort of pegboard.
I feel like I've seen this before.
It sort of goes around like a track-looking shape. Thoughts, ideas?
No thoughts, no ideas. I feel like I've seen it before. I have a guess. I don't think it's been done. I've guessed it before, but I don't think it was right. I'm going with Britain.
United States.
Okay. Let me pull my document back up. This game is called Cribbage. And it did originate in Britain. Cribbage or crib is a card game traditionally for 2 players that involves playing and grouping cards and combinations which gain points. It can be adapted for 3 or 4 players. The cribbage board is used for scorekeeping. So the little pegboard is how you keep track of your score.
Okay. I'm just wondering what this is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if this is to keep score, then...
I think there are American versions of this.
That's probably why.
Like, you could probably go to Walmart or Target and find it, or at least Amazon. But yeah. Cribbage. Let me move this one down and pull up number 8. We're back to another square board.
Man, this image.
Look.
It's high def.
I didn't take the picture myself, okay?
Alright, so it appears that we have dents in a board that holds pebbles.
Yep.
And
black
it's either,
pebbles, white pebbles, they're alternating. I assume this is like setup, like how the game starts.
Okay. Now, where in the world would they just play with pebbles?
Okay.
Oh, we're done with that over there. I mean, is that something they would do in New Zealand?
They play with pebbles.
Do they play with pebbles in New Zealand? Or is that just something, Scandinavians would do? Let's go with Scandinavia.
Greenland.
We're both
up north.
Darn it. Yeah, both up in the same area. This game is called Kunane. Kunane.
Kunane.
And it originated in the United States in Hawaii.
Oh.
Hawaii. Kunane is a 2-player strategy board game from Hawaii. It was invented by the ancient Hawaiian Polynesians. This game is played on a rectangular board. I said square, my bad. It begins with black and white counters filling the board in an alternating pattern. Players then hop over one another's pieces, capturing them, similar to checkers. The first player unable to capture is the loser. Their opponent is the winner. So I thought that was interesting. Instead of just whoever runs out of pieces. If you're not able to capture, then you lose.
Yeah.
So, Kunane. Seems like a simple enough game to play. And then moving on to number 9.
How many are there total?
9.
Oh, so this is the last one.
Yes.
Cool. This is giving me like, tower defense vibes. Like, I guess one player is trying to defend the king or something in the middle from the opposing player on the edges.
Yeah, get that.
I'm trying to look at detail on the images, but I'm not really sure on where to pinpoint where this would be from. But I think I'm gonna pick Greenland. Not sure why. I'm just drawn there.
Getting those vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Scandinavia.
So we switched from our last round.
This game is called Untitled, and it originated in Scandinavia.
Wow.
Untitled, also known as the Viking game, the King's Table, or simply Tafel, is one of those two-player games where the opposing sides are not equal in number. The defending side comprises 12 soldiers and a king who start the game in a cross formation in the center of the board. Their objective is for the king to escape by reaching any of the 4 corner squares. The attackers comprise 24 soldiers positioned in 4 groups of 6 around the perimeter of the board. Untitled.
Cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why, because I imagine it's a very old game, considering it's called the Viking game, which is why it was in the region Scandinavia before, they became separate countries. Yeah.
It's a close game.
Yeah,
Very low scoring game.
Yeah, very low scoring.
for sure.
But some of these games I would actually, sorry, my cats are going crazy. I would actually play today and try them out.
I mean,
Definitely the dexterity game, the first one.
Hinafuna, the
The
Japanese card game, just looks pretty, but I feel like I'd be so confused on how to play that.
yeah. And then the one that was from Nepal, the tiger and goats.
You don't remember the name?
No, I don't. And then the last one.
Bakchal.
And the last one that you showed.
Yeah. I keep pressing the... Okay. I'm just pressing the wrong button.
Well, cool.
But that was
fun.
where in the world do these games come from?
That was fun. Thanks for the game, Lindsay.
Yeah. When I first started this, I was like, I'm just going to do all card games. But then in my research, it was like... It would have been too confusing because it was like... Though maybe this is an idea for a different game. Because a lot of them were just using a regular playing card deck. But it was like a different way to play with those cards, depending on the country. Yeah. So maybe that could be a thing, though. Like, I read a description. Because that doesn't really work with a picture as well. Will doesn't like this idea.
Nah, even today was rough, not gonna lie. Number 4, that looked exactly like Mahjong cards.
Oh.
I didn't know Mahjong had cards. I thought they were all tiles.
Cards, tiles, but like a lot of those symbols look a lot like the symbols you get in Mahjong. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this is obviously around China.
I get that.
And then the one...
Hey, but Japan was easy.
And then the one that was just like, hey, this is chess. This is chess. Decide
what country this is from. India? Because it's chess? No!
It was Mongolia.
No, that's chess and it's from India. I'm sorry.
It's harder than you think to find games for this.
I mean, these all seem like really old games. You could do newer games. and maybe that would be easier to find. Or
I don't know. I didn't
easy.
search old games. This is
these
what
were just
came
ones that
up.
came up.
Yeah. I mean,
well.
I feel like nowadays America just ruins everything. So.
Oh, that was fun.
For some of us.
Yeah. I mean, I won, so it was fun for me.
Well, we're moving on to nostalgia.
Cool. Yes, we're going to move on to our nostalgia game of the week, and this is where I spin a wheel that has a list of
not as many games.
Yeah, not as many games.
We need your help.
We need some more games. And whatever it lands on, we'll talk about it briefly.
Spin that wheel.
And we got one of my all-time favorite card games, Set.
I'm terrible at this game. Also, I didn't play it growing up. I didn't play it until after I met Nick, and he's good at it, and I am not good at it.
I'm probably not good at it right now because I'm out of practice, but so the card game Set, there's different symbols. I think there's like 3 different symbols. It's like an S-looking symbol, an oval, and a diamond. There's different colors like green, red, purple. I think it could just be just the 3 colors. And then there's different shades like, solid, striped, or clear. And then you're trying to I can't remember how many cards are laid out, maybe 25 or something, 20 or 25. And looking at that, you have to make a set, and then there's different rules on the type of set. So you could have oh yeah, and there's numbers, I forgot. There's one symbol on a card, 2 symbols, or 3. So you could do all 3 of them being diamond, and they're green, and they're all clear, and it's just 1, 2, and 3, then, hey, that's a set. And you're just competing against other people, and you're looking at the symbols, and you're just, if you find a set, you just yell out set, and then you would, tap out what you found, and then, the other people would decide if it actually was a set. Because sometimes it could get kind of confusing.
All the time.
All the time, so.
My brain does not work in these patterns and symbols and colors. It doesn't click in my head.
I first played the game when I was in Michigan when I was younger, at my grandparents' house. And yeah, that was so long ago. It was a lot of fun. It's a great game.
Have you played it, Will?
Nope.
Well, you're not missing out. No. It's a good game if you're good at that kind of stuff. But like I said, my brain just doesn't work like that. And it's even after Nick would pick out a set, I'm still how's that a set? How is that a set? I can't get it.
Gotcha. Well, that was fun. But yes, give us more nostalgia games in the Discord. It'd be lovely. I want to have to start actually going through and trying to figure out some games. And like I mentioned before, I never wrote down the ones that we've done, so maybe we'll get some repeats on that.
Offer still stands. I'll pay somebody, $5, $10 to go back through and listen to all of them and make a list for me.
And hey, just so you know, there's some episodes where we don't even do the nostalgia game of the week.
Yeah, so it's not 63 whole episodes you have to listen to. It's probably more like 60.
Yeah, but when they have to listen through it to make sure it doesn't have
True.
one or not.
Good luck. $15. And then.
All right, well, let's just move on to what we've been playing this past week. I feel like it hasn't really been much.
I don't know about you, Will, but this won't take long.
Yeah, it won't take long at all. Let's see. For me, I've mostly played New World. That's what I am actually been able to play with one of my friends who I haven't been able to play games with in a very long time. So it's nice that I'm actually getting to play that with him. And then one of our other friends, he also joined that server and he's been playing. So I got to play with both of them the other night and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I've just mostly been playing New World, leveling up. And I think I found my combo that I want to run because I've been building more of a tanky kind of character. And I was finally able to get a hatchet. So I tried that out and I really like the hatchet. And then my heavy weapon that I pick is the hammer. And there's one ability where I can just do a wide swing with the hammer and it will knock the enemy prone and then I just do a heavy attack. I can just stand where I'm at, do a heavy attack, and I will move closer to that enemy and just drop the hammer on it and either he'll die or he's just taking a lot of health. So
while you were saying that, I realized how weird it must be if someone pops into the middle of a conversation that gamers are having, because just the phrase, I decided to try out a hatchet and I really liked it, just really stuck with me.
Yeah.
If they didn't know that what you were talking about.
Yeah. And then I know whenever our one friend, whenever he joined and he was low level and we were just running around with him, me and Ethan, we were just trying out other weapons that we don't try, and we're like, oh, well, we can, try these out because we're facing very low level enemies. So I took a life staff and a fire staff, and I was just, doing that. I was doing no damage because I don't have any points in that specific weapons or whatever that scale with that. But we were having fun with it, and at one point I did try a spear, and I did not like the spear that much. So it was a good way to test out the other weapons that I haven't really tried. And I played a little bit of Super Monkey Ball. I did that yesterday. And
you realized how hard those expert levels are, right?
Yeah. And then did we play any Fortnite this week?
You did not.
No. But we did play some Overwatch.
Yeah.
The other night because the Halloween event is going on, and I'm not gonna lie, whenever Lindsay and I played, we did pretty good. We won every game. And then our friend Nate joined and we lost. So we blamed him.
Yeah, I mean, just gotta pop back on whenever there's an event.
Try to get those, new skins. Though I feel like they punish me because it just seems like every time you get on, they give you a free loot box. But anytime I open up that free loot box or any of the ones that I earn afterwards, it's just a bunch of crap. And then I will start to get the repeats of those items, and I won't get the new skins. And I feel like they're just punishing me. It's like, oh, you haven't played this game in so long? Well, we're just going to give you a bunch of crap.
No, even when we played that game a lot, it still gave us crap.
I know.
But
yeah, that's I think that's what I've mostly been playing. Oh, we did have a night where Lindsay and I played Dice Thrones.
Oh yeah, we did.
And it was we both play characters we haven't played before. She played the character that I played that I played in and vice versa. So
whenever we play Dice Thrones, it's like our normal gaming roles are switched. Because normally Nick dominates whatever game we play, and he does well. It's reverse whenever we play Dice Thrones. I roll well, he does not.
I have the Will Wheaton effect.
And I don't know. I think in that game I was at one point I was oh, I'll take it easy on him. Well, I ended up losing. I just gotta.
Well,
I can't back off.
She was like, I just can't do that. And I was like, well, one of the things you need to do was try to use the healing ability more.
Yeah.
Because I know the one time whenever we did play where I was playing the character that she actually tried out, I use that healing ability more at the end, and she started getting annoyed that I kept healing so much. So, but yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. What about you, Will?
Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. That's about it.
Fair enough.
Sweet.
Lindsay?
Overwatch one night and Dice Thrones one night. That's been it. I had the opportunity to play whatever I wanted on Monday and Tuesday because I was on my fall break. But I didn't. I read a whole book on Monday. A whole book. That's all I did. And Tuesday we went to a concert, but that was it.
And we did pick up a new card game. We haven't got to play it yet. It's called The Crew. I think we talked about it last week.
Yeah. We talked about it last week.
Yeah, we still haven't played it yet, but
but yeah, that was it. We'll play some more games tonight, like not some board games with family. That'll be good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So now we're going to move on to the news segment. We have quite a bit of news. Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming News with Lindsay.
Thanks, Nick. An employee from developer Virtuous has referenced a AAA remake in their LinkedIn profile, leading to even more rumors that the studio is working on Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Fall Guys.
What was that?
Fall Guys may receive... Let me just start all over again. Fall Guys may revive a previously scrapped red light, green light game. Oh. Now that Squid Game is so popular. Still don't know what that show's about. Xbox made a customized SpongeBob SquarePants Series X in honor of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. No thank you. It won't be for sale, thank goodness. However, it's part of an online sweepstakes. In a new update blog post, Epic Games has finally acknowledged... I can't read today, guys.
How did you get through a whole book on Monday?
I can read better in my head. It's finally acknowledged that Fortnite's Cloak and Dagger style Imposters game mode was inspired by Inner Sloths Among Us. No duh. Really? Epic Games could be working on a Fortnite feature film, as well as expanding into new media division, according to a new report. Okay. Call of Duty is rolling out a kernel-level anti-hacking monitor called Ricochet. It will be required to play Call of Duty Warzone on PC. About dang time. It reportedly took 1 day for hackers to get around all of Call of Duty's new anti-cheat system, Ricochet. Never mind! Final Fantasy is celebrating a massive win for the franchise as Final Fantasy XIV crosses 24 million players and record-breaking profits. EA might change the name of their FIFA games over FIFA's desire to charge them $1 billion for every 4 years for name rights. That's a lot. The Series X shaped mini fridge will retail for $99.99, and pre-orders begin on Tuesday, October 19th, 2021. Spend that money elsewhere. The iconic N64 controller and Sega Genesis controller pad are now available to purchase for $49.99.
Yay.
Back to y'all.
So, yeah, there was quite a bit of news. So I'm not really sure why it's just the whole AAA remake game Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm not sure why it's just the third. I've never played the Metal Gear games. I had a roommate and friend in college who loved the Metal Gear games.
Wood Gear Liquid. Remember when I made that joke?
But I don't know if 3 is the best one and that's the one of the remaking. I don't know. But kind of cool. I know some people would be excited about that if it is true. I've only watched one episode of Squid Game, and the first episode had the whole red light, green light game in there. So, but I don't know why Fall Guys would have that be a scrapped game. Because
yeah, I mean,
I mean, of the time that I played Fall Guys, it wasn't even in there. So I wonder if they just had it.
I guess it was an idea, but never came out with it. But like, who hasn't played Red Light, Green Light at some point in their childhood? It's a classic.
Oh man, that's another thing we could start putting on the nostalgia games is like games like that you would do that not board or card game or video
like freeze
games.
tag.
Like, like tag or like
Red Rover.
Yeah. Let's see. So during the time that Lindsay read the whole Xbox made the customized SpongeBob, you could tell at the beginning that she was like, in whole like I guess announcer newscast like voice, but it just slowly went away whenever she read SpongeBob SquarePants, and it just kept getting lower. Yeah. I'm
glad it's not like, okay, a sweepstakes. I'm cool with that. I'm just glad it's not something they're gonna be like.
I don't know.
Producing.
Yeah, I don't think it would be popular enough to, make multiple for them to sell, and that's probably why they're just doing a sweepstakes for it. And
really epic. We knew.
No, duh, that you stole the idea from Among Us.
We knew.
Epic Games looking into making a film,
I'm still waiting on the Overwatch film. Like, they do, like, their shorts and the lore. Like, I just need a whole thing. They do such a good job with it.
So I pulled the news about the whole Call of Duty rolling out the, anti-hacking thing. And then this morning I saw that I added the thing where it took 1 day for hackers to get around it. One, how does it take 1 day for them to get around it? And then two, people, why do you gotta be hacking? Like, just get good.
People who are creating the hacks probably aren't even using the hacks. They're creating them so that they can sell them to all the 12-year-olds that use them and make money.
So 12-year-olds.
You're the dude who made the hack in 24 hours on the newest anti-hacking monitor. Like, you're gonna make money off of the software you designed to get around that.
Yeah,
that's why they do it. Now, people who hack, they're just scumbags. But the people who make the hacks, there's
and then the people that buy the hacks to try to, or buy the hacks to be better in the game. Like, you're not being better. You're cheating, and get good. Congrats to
make it. Go ahead. They're solving puzzles and making money for it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, why has the people who make Call of Duty not just hired those guys to make the anti-hacking? That's what you do. You hire the hackers to work for you to fix your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Ricochet seemed to have backfired on them.
It ricocheted.
I know, I thought it, and then I said it. And also, it's been so long since I've read the word ricochet, I had no clue what that word was, I'm gonna be honest.
I was
that character from that show Mucha Lucha back in the day, Ricochet.
I don't know that show.
Did you ever see that show? The little cartoon of the Lucha Libre wrestlers?
I don't think
it was like a school of child wrestlers. It was great. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, sounds great.
It was wonderful.
Congrats to Final Fantasy for, celebrating that massive win and all that stuff. It's a lot of players and, record-breaking profits. Like, congrats.
When World of Warcraft shoots itself in the foot, what do you expect to happen?
Yeah.
What do you expect to happen? But way to go, Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah, you did good. You did all the work.
They weren't troublesome.
Which nowadays apparently is hard to do.
Yeah, that's hard to do. They put in the work.
So, EA might be changing the name of FIFA.
Cowards.
You should call it Faffy.
Faffy?
Yeah. Switch the I
I don't
and
know
A.
about that.
So I wonder why it would be happening now, of why FIFA wants to charge them $1 billion for every 4 years of name rights. Like, why now?
Greed. It's always about money.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, yeah, no, we can
But
make
I mean,
money
like-
off of this
but I
because
mean,
they're
like-
using our name.
But, like, why now? Like, why didn't they try to do this before?
Was there any recent personnel change over at FIFA? I
Maybe.
mean, probably someone came up with the idea of, oh, this video game company is using this name to make a bunch of money. We could probably get some kickbacks from that because they're making a new game every year.
Yeah. Well, you say they're making a new... Like, they're basically selling the same game every year. They're just throwing a new
We
title
both
on it.
know that, but for FIFA, the way they're going to say it and present it is,
Yeah.
this video game company makes a new game every year with our name on it.
Yeah. And then, just last couple things, new gaming related items, for sale. Well, I mean, one of them is just a fridge that looks like a
I would
console.
buy the fridge before I would buy the Xbox.
Yes, I would buy the fridge. And then people come over, it's like,
More-
oh, you have a Series X? Absolutely. Just open it up and get a cold drink out of there and just shut it. Be like, yep, yeah, I do.
Even more cost effective than buying an actual Xbox. Like, if I didn't already have a mini fridge, that would be a smarter decision for me than buying an Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be more useful.
Yeah.
You would get more.
I've got
You
my
would,
PC.
you would
I can
get
do
your
everything I
money's
need
worth.
right here.
Oh.
Oh. Now, the iconic N64 controller and Sega Genesis controller pad. What are those for? It didn't say a system that those are
They're
for. So what are those
$449.99. That's what they're for.
I
I
understand
know.
what the price is.
No, they're for the Switch, because I know it was a couple weeks ago whenever the Nintendo had like a Nintendo Direct or whatever. They talked about that in there. And I guess now they were just, saying that, hey, you can buy them for this amount of, for this price. So.
See, it'd be really nice if you could just plug those into your PC. Even though you'd never have a reason to use
Yeah.
this on your PC. But it would be pretty
Unless
fun.
you-
Having a 64 controller.
Unless you had to emulate like a Nintendo 64 emulator game or whatever, and you could use that.
Right.
So.
Oh, I could plug it up to my retro machine. Because it's got USB, yeah. Yeah, bring them to PC.
Yeah. Lindsay, what are you looking up?
Oh, just what this one looks like. The Sega Genesis controller.
Oh, okay.
I'm not familiar with it.
I totally forgot what that one looks like.
It has buttons on it and a joystick.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. It was revolutionary.
But yeah, now it's
Space age.
that time for that trivia question.
Yeah.
Hope you guys have been thinking about that trivia question because it's time for us to give our answers.
So
I haven't been thinking about that trivia question.
my question was, what are the paintings in Minecraft modeled after? And I will say, so the website I got this from, which I can't always trust completely, said one thing. My Google search found another thing. I'd give you credit if you name either one of them.
No, are we saying like the contents of the painting, like the subject matter of the paintings? Or like the style is based on some random style that we've never heard?
All of the above?
Oh no.
I really don't know. I can't even think what the paintings look like. Because like we said before, different like texture packs or whatnot will change the paintings. So I can't even think of what the original ones look like, or even if I have seen the original ones. Because Because like you said, Will, whenever we were playing Minecraft a lot, like we were doing modded Minecraft, and we don't know if any of the mods changed it.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what the original look like. For certain. And I have no idea for this answer. Because I don't know. Like,
Throw a guess out there, my guy.
what did they originate from?
What are they modeled after?
What are they modeled after? I'm just going to say they are modeled after album covers.
Okay, that's a decent guess.
That's interesting, actually. So the ones that I've seen looked like Minecraft mobs, sometimes in the style of old paintings.
Oh,
that's
I
gonna
remember
be my
seeing.
answer.
I remember seeing one of those.
But I don't know if there was like a particular artist that they used as reference. But I remember there's some specific ones, like the Wither is like it's just a mob, but it looks like it's an old painting. So that's what I'm gonna say, which is probably way off because we were playing modded Minecraft.
So the answer that I'm going to deem is not true that the website gave me was saying that they were modeled after Counter-Strike maps. But I've completely thrown that out as being false.
That's pretty wild.
So in my quick Goog search, okay, almost all of the paintings were created by Kristoffer Zetterstrand, a wonderful Swedish artist who often integrates video game inspired elements into his surrealist works. Minecraft paintings are based on real-life paintings by Zetterstrand, who also did the work of turning them into pixel versions. So this artist did these real-life paintings, and then he was the one that they got to turn them into the pixel versions.
See, this is one I do
That's
remember.
pretty cool.
Yeah, the skull.
That's
The
pretty
skull.
Fire.
The skull one is one I
Mhm.
remember.
With the flame. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the big ones that we see in the
Yeah.
fortresses and stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's interesting. Like, that's cool that they were based on, like, they got this, you know, they found this guy that was doing these paintings, and they got him to help them turn them into pixel versions.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So, Kristoffer Zetterstrand. From Sweden.
Like-
There are 26 paintings in the game. Wow.
I never could get them all. It's difficult because each one is based off of the size of the when you lay it down.
Yeah. You never know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah. Like a box of pixels.
There you have it, and next time make sure you check with me beforehand. I got my...
Normally I do, and you're just like, yes.
Yeah, I'm offended.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, I was focused on the game of the... Yeah. It happens.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up this episode, and we want you to be able to check us out on other platforms. Will, where can they do that?
Well, we've got our handy dandy link tree. That is our OOTB_gaming. Inside there, you can find our Discord, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, MySpace. You know, all the things. So be sure to check all those out, and definitely check out our Patreon and all of the fan-diddly-tastic perks that you can find there. We want to give a huge shout out and thank you and blessings to Cody Watkins, also known as Kitsune's Myth. And I believe he actually started streaming a lot more recently.
Yeah.
So go check out his stream and say what's up. And much love from us.
If you want to find me, you can do that by going to YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram at Ace King King.
please make sure to leave a review on our podcast on whichever platform you found us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we post any new videos. And as always, thank you so very much for listening, and please join us next week.
This has been Out of the Box Gaming with Nick Picard, Will Kinsey, and Lindsay. Thanks for playing along.